you have weird static sound. I'm gonna go off and come back on in. Huh. Weird static sound. Huh. I don't know what that is. Hmm. Well, there's always kinks to, there's always kinks, right? I really don't. I was really hoping that, I could go vertical, but, I mean horizontal, and I did it last night, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. Why it's not letting me do horizontal. Okay, it shouldn't do this. I don't know why. Let's see, take the device. It's not this is just going to be a learning curve. Yay, word static sound. Still, I'm going to go back in and huh. Now, is there still static? Hmm. I don't know. It's lighter, but yeah, I wonder what that is. There's nothing. There's nothing on my end. I can't hear any static or. Sorry. It's lighter, but yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know because I can't fix that. Let me see. Oops. Okay, well, I'm just gonna get started and see if maybe this will work out. Okay. Yeah. So, hello. Checking. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I don't know what is going on, but last night I was able to do horizontally, and then for some reason today, because I'm on here live, right? Oh, thanks for the hearts. Um, it's not letting me. It's only vertical, so um, thanks for the likes also. I appreciate it. Um, okay, let's see. I guess I'm gonna get started. So, um, okay, you can still see the board. Well, that's what's important. So these are little wood boards that I get. I think I got these online, and it came in a pack of, I don't know, 10 maybe? And they're just thin little boards, but they're great for practicing or doing patterns that I want to do. So I've already got my guidelines on here marked. I found my center dot. I can do a whole class on all of that stuff. Prepping, center dots, you know. Hey, artsy fartsy, hi. Welcome. But yeah, I want to do a kind of a beginning class. Today was just my first live on YouTube, and so far it's a failure because I couldn't get horizontal. I don't know what that's about, but I'll figure it out. Anyways, But I eventually want to do a class on like all the different tools, all the different paint consistencies, you know, where, you know, how to fix mistakes, just all the things, how to prep your surfaces, stencils, tools, all of the good fun things. But for now, we're just going to paint today to see how this goes. So let's get started. So this is going to be a little Valentine's one that I had done. I think I taught this class in a beginner class last year. So we're going to do this one. I thought, why not? It'll be fun. So I got my paints, and I'm using just white, and these are always so hard to open. Oh, I think I'm just going to open them all. Oof. Can you hear me okay? Also, that's what I meant to ask. Oh, great, I broke that. Oh, oh, how fun is this going to be today? I can already tell. Now, let me get my handy dandy little tool here. See if I can open this. There we go. Because I've already spewed paint. Yeah, you gotta laugh, right? Come on. These, I don't know why these are always so hard to open, but they are. Whew. I mean, if you had long nails, I usually don't use these little pots. I use the bigger ones. But for today, that's what I'm using. All right. Look, already. Haven't even begun. All right, so I'm going to use Happy Dotting Company's dotting rods. And then I'm going to use Thoughtful Dots styluses. A lot of people have these tools. So, and these styluses. But I'm going to use what I'm going to use. So, I'm going to get a lot of paint on there. My first dot. And, you know, it's got like a little mound. Just try to, without pressing all the way down, I'm going to get just a little more. So that it leaves a nice little mound in the center there, which I'm going to flatten out with my stylus. Okay, let's see. There we go. Okay. Oh, with that stylus, huh? And then I'm going to use, I'm going to use a 4.5 millimeter, and I'm just going to place a dot north, south, east, west, without touching the white dot. And then I'm going to do it in between those. Normally I have my little lazy Susan underneath this, but we'll just go in today. How's everybody doing today? So I'm Tammy from Tammy's Art Creations. I've been doing this for about 7 years now. So, okay. Now I'm going to, let's see, I want to use that size. I'm going to put some red right in between these pink dots. Try not to touch the pink dots, but if I do, that's okay. It's all fun. And then while I'm painting, I can't see the comments, but I'll always look up. Will you do a video showing how to make all the lines? Yes, I will. You're having coffee and you're working? Nice. I'm having coffee too. Cheers. Artsy fartsy, yes. What I intend to do is a series of start to finish, like different um, things to paint on, canvases, wood, um, keychains, stones, all different things to paint on. I poured up these molds, these little heart trinket dishes I'm going to be doing. This was a class I taught. This was just, I still have to finish this. But turtles, just all different kinds of surfaces and techniques and how to mark, what to use, what tools to use to mark, what wipes off easy, how do you get the lines off, all that stuff. So yeah, I will definitely be doing that. But right now, this is my very first YouTube live, so a little nervous, so bear with me. I'm trying. Okay, so let's see. We're going to go up. And then I'm just going to go in between above those red dots. I think I need to get my little Lazy Susan out for this. Oops, I started using a darker paint, but that's okay. That's why I always close the lid so I don't accidentally use the wrong color paint, but it's all good. This will come out just fine. Huh, I wonder what the static is. Artsy Fartsy, are you hearing static? I don't know what that could be. Do you plan all the colors in advance or decide on the fly? I normally plan all my colors in advance, for the most part. So you hear the static too? Let me see. Let's see if maybe I can put I have a microphone. Maybe that'll help. I don't know. Let me see. It's even charged. Can you hear me now? Can you hear still? Is there still static? Static is still there. It sounds like a fan. It's gone? Okay, perfect. Yeah, I have this little microphone. Let me get the attachment. Wow, that's so weird. Huh. Let me get the little attachment on here. Whip it on me. Okay, is it still okay? Way better audio. Okay, good. As long as you can hear me. Thank you very much. Okay. So where was I? Boom, 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 boom. All right, now we're going to go back into the red. I bought this little microphone that can clip on you and it plugs into your iPhone. And then the microphone part clips on you. So that's what I'm using right now. But good to know. I wonder what that static was about. I've never had that. on any of my lives on other platforms. So weird. Maybe it's just something with YouTube. It's all new to me. So okay, some of these pop some of these bubbles. All right. Do 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 do. 8 millimeter. Now I'm gonna use an 8 millimeter. Go my red. And when I'm putting my dots down, I'm not pushing down on the canvas. I'm just kind of letting the paint, we say, kiss the canvas so that it doesn't mush, if that makes sense. Thank you guys for being here. I really appreciate it. I don't have a huge following on here yet, but we're hoping to build this community up of like-minded artists and stuff. So thank you for joining me. And thanks for giving me a subscribing. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is my only platform I'll be doing this on. So eventually I have a Patreon that I'll do, but that'll be a ways down the road. I would just want to focus on this for now. Thanks for the hearts. Okay. Now I'm gonna do 13. Boom. Okay, now I'm gonna use one of my big tools. Gotta really load up paint on the big ones. You'd think you wouldn't, but sometimes it doesn't lay down the paint as good because it's so much. See how that is? So now I'll just go in and get some more paint. There. Yeah, this pattern's pretty it's pretty easy and goes by pretty fast. That's why I like to teach it in my beginning. I teach in-person classes and I'm trying to go to get do some online ones like these, so I think it would be fun. I have so many people all over the country saying, "Why aren't you teaching online?" I don't know. I've just always taught in person. The only thing I miss on here is not being able to like play some music or something. But they say you can't because of copyright, so I understand, but it would be nice. All right, now I'm going to swirl in these dots to get the bump out of the center. The reason why I do this is because I want to place a top dot on here, and if there's a bump, it just looks a little funky. It doesn't sit as smooth. Same with these. Forgot to do these. Okay. One more. All right. Now what I'm going to do is get my millimeter. Yeah, I wiped the black off of this number. That's okay. And then I'm going to make a dot above each of these dots. Well, I need to turn this. I want to make sure it's right in the center of the dot. And these, this pattern is all dots. There's no swooshes or brush strokes. This is just a very beginning pattern. Just for, this is one I use for, and you can use any colors. But it was Valentine's Day when we were doing this one. Or not Valentine's Day, but you know what I mean. It was close to Valentine's. 4, 5. Then I'm going to place a dot on either side with my 4.5, and that ain't no jive. Okay. Hope you guys can see this okay. Yeah, so this is a class that you can do any colors you want. I just had, like I said, happened to use this because it was close to Valentine's Day, but you could really do any colors. But it's a really good pattern for beginners to learn from. Gives you different, hand coordination with your tool to learn how to press down, how close to put your dots is another thing, right? Because you have to allow for some of the paint that goes off of the brush that squishes out from the bottom. You don't want it to touch the other paints because they could bleed into each other. But if you just go slow and take your time, breathe in and out. Okay. Then I want to use, do I want that one? No, I think I want the green one. All right, now I'm going to use my light pink dots, and I'm going to walk. We call this walking the dots. So maybe I'll do it up here so you can see better, hopefully. And that's called walking the dots. You just dip, then you dot, and just keep going, and they get a little smaller. You want to try to do the same number on either side to make it more cohesive. But if you can't, you can't. And also, let me do this. Wipe your tool off. I use a damp paper towel, and then it helps your dots stay more consistent, because after a while, if you just keep using paint on it, it builds up. And so your dots won't be as even. if that makes sense. And these are kind of forming a little petal, is what we like to call them. Should have wiped off my tool sooner. Okay. Yeah, so there's several of us on here and trying to figure this platform out. I know I am. Okay. So now what I want to do is I'm going to do a few little hearts in here. So what you do, probably right up here, place two dots, and then I like to use my pointy end of my stylus and just come down, and then you just kind of fill it in as best as you can. And there you have a nice little heart. And we'll do this all the way around. I like doing these little hearts. I like doing little patterns, little designs like these. They're fun. I What's everybody doing? It's down too low, but that's okay. Okay, one more heart. You're in a trance? So am I. Once I start painting, I kind of get into a zone, but I'm trying to still communicate. Okay, this off. Now I'm gonna do 9. I'm gonna use the 9-inch. I'm gonna come up here with this medium pink and kind of do one right in between. Okay, this off. All right, now put darker pink right at the bottom. Whoops, I knew that was going to happen. I hate keeping my pots open because I always go to the wrong color. Usually I just have it open for the color I'm using, but they're so hard to open. And get my smaller stylus and gonna dot on either side and then try to walk it around. I love walking the dots. I don't know. There's something very satisfying about it. Hope I'm still on camera, right? Hi. Yeah, this is definitely a learning curve for me, this platform. I'm used to, you know, having more interaction and following, people on, and it's definitely different from TikTok. But that is for sure. Yeah. Dun, dun, dun. So then, all right. Dun, dun, dun. I can hear my cat snoring. She's laying on her little bed at the window. I have one of those window seats for her. And right now the sun is out and she is comfy, cozy, and snoring a little bit. It's so cold here. All right. Last one on this. Okay. And then do, do, do. Oops. Almost did both the pink. I need to do these. I thought we'd need some color if these winter months are been so cold, and I needed something fun to do. And this makes me happy. These colors always make me happy. Valentine's Day makes me happy. Hearts make me happy. What makes you happy? Let's see. What happens if you put a dot in the wrong place? Can you fix it? Yes. Yes. Um, that's why we have our handy dandy Q-tips. So let's say I accidentally put one there, right? So I'll take my Q-tip, I'll dampen it just a little. You don't want it soaking wet. And then from here, you just roll the Q-tip over the paint. And then sometimes you just let that dry a little bit. You might have to add a touch of black paint on it, but for the most part, you know, it would be okay. Anything can be fixed on here. That's the beauty of this art. Okay, now that way. Now we're gonna walk. Yeah, this pattern that I'm doing, this beginner pattern, I have a lot of techniques like walking the dots so that people can get used to spacing. So that's like what I'm doing right now. They can see how smaller the dots are getting and the spacing. So when I'm teaching, this is a good pattern for that. And sometimes, you have your guidelines on there, and that's just what they are guidelines. They do help for some things, but some people like aren't all lined up, and that's okay. Whoops, see, I almost got the wrong paint. Um, and like this isn't as symmetrical as I would like. Like these dots, they're too far over this white. So you want to pretend like there's a center line going up, but I was too far over. But you won't notice at the end. I mean, it's an illusion, right? You can make it. You won't notice it. You probably didn't notice it till I pointed it out. Some of my mistakes. There's a lot of mistakes I made on here, but it's okay. It's a beginner class, so yeah. Thank you, guys. Okay, now what we gonna do? We're gonna do some more hearts. Let me get my, and I am closing this up for now because just ain't. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. All right, so we're gonna do some big hearts over here. So I'm gonna pretend like there's a line going up the center. And right about here on this line, I'm gonna do and then do another little heart. Except I didn't leave enough room at the top of this pink dot, but that's okay. I will fix it on the next round. Should have, I forgot to put my white dots above these. I should go do that right now. I knew I was missing a step, but sometimes until you see it. So let me do this. Okay. Now, and we are creating hearts. Yeah, this pattern is all about dexterity and spacing, and then fun. These little hearts were just an added bonus fun. Oh yeah, there's on Etsy, on that's not a very good heart. On Etsy, on you could probably look on YouTube. But Etsy has a lot of them. Pinterest, it takes you to people who design patterns. And I didn't go high enough for these. Um, and then like I don't design a ton of patterns. I mean, like for sale or anything like that. But I think that once you start practicing and think patterns kind of come to you, like you just when you start with your center dot, then I don't know, sometimes patterns come to you after a while. But yeah, there's a lot of artists out there that do sell actual patterns and tell you exactly what I'm doing, tell you what dotting tool to use, what where to place the dots, all that type of stuff. I hope that helps. When I teach, I have a few patterns that I use, but I normally it's I just kind of wing it. Like I just create something and think, okay, if I was beginning, would I be able to do this? You know, and then I have intermediate um, classes I do where, you know, there's more swipes, swooshes. I messed up. These hearts are too big. That's okay though. Do my dots on the bottom. Let's see. Seems like the intuitive process of creating it as you go. Yes, it is. The intuitive part is really fun. When you're just by yourself and you're just creating, things just kind of come. You start looking like, well, what can I put in this space? Maybe I'll do a swoosh here, or maybe I'll put a dot there, or a heart there, or something, you know. Maybe I'll put a row of dots over here. How am I going to fill this gap? And it really is an intuitive process, really, for the most part. Like, this isn't one of my best performances here for this pattern, but it's just it's just something fun to do today. Normally I really take my time, but I just wanted to jump in feet first on this platform and see what it was about. And I figured also give a little pattern. Like, my other pattern looks way different than this one. Not way different, but it's not as funky. It's a little more thought out. Yeah, so I'm thinking of being on here, a couple days a week, and maybe one night days, and then maybe one evening, maybe. I'm not sure. We will see how everything plays out. Okay, and now I think I'm gonna use. I want to use light. No, I'm gonna use medium, and I'm just gonna place a little pink dot here, all the way around. And so, what makes a good pattern to you? Hmm. Um, a good pattern, clear instructions. You know, very clear instructions. And I also I'm a visual person, so I like having pictures also of each step. So that's my that's what I like for myself. Leave enough room for all these. Yeah, like when I taught a lot in person when I first started, I would bring patterns all printed out in color. I can't do that now. The price of printing is so ridiculous, but and it would have step-by-step instructions and photographs of each step with the tool, and it was really helpful, but it just got to be where I couldn't do that anymore. So then I have a big screen TV on a stand that I can bring wherever I teach, and then they can watch me like you guys are doing right now. And I supply all the paints, all the tools. But yeah, I like a visual pattern. Whoops. This one I did, my spacing is way off on this. Ah, how funny. Okay. So then what I'll do, for top dots, you really want the dots underneath to dry. And what top dots are these dots on top of dots. They just kind of make it more three-dimensional. And these are still kind of wet, but you know, that doesn't stop me because I am who I am. I am gonna just do a few. Probably not a good idea. And normally you'd let it dry and then go and do your top dots. So, and then for the original one, and then I did these little around the edge. So I would just take my white paint and my tool and just try to place it in between as best I could, these elements. And do that all the way around. Yeah, and like I said, this is a very basic pattern, and it really helped a lot of people in my classes anyway. And this was an intuitive piece I did. I was trying to figure out a beginning pattern for a class. They wanted Valentines, and I was like, oh, okay. So, I hate that my paint is right there. It's usually over here, but I don't want to close all these because they're so hard to get open that it doesn't take that long to dry. It depends on how thick your paint is, you know. I could use a cool blow dryer, but I'm not going to do that to you guys. I don't know, about an hour. And it's not all the way dry in an hour, but dry enough. And this at the edge is just optional too. All, the hearts were optional too, but it just kind of gives it a little finishing touch. And there's people that don't like all this negative space, so you could do all kinds of different things in here, um, if that's if that's what you're into. I don't mind some negative space, and this pattern is fine for it. Especially for a beginning class. And then once it's completely dry, I would say that would be like overnight, you know, at least wait till overnight, make sure it's dry. Then I would take either a damp cloth, or I just use baby wipes, and you could clean your guide marks off. You just gently rub around the on the piece to remove the guide marks. And the guide marks, I use a chalk pencil, so it comes off fairly easy. Okay, last part. Boom. All right. So, let's see. I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna do the dark pink right here. Just a very little dot on these. These are almost dry, these ones. So, red. And I'm not pushing down because a lot because I don't want to disrupt the paint beneath it. I'm just kind of letting it set on top because I'm impatient and I want to do these top dots right now. And then I want to do medium. I love doing top dots. I think it just changes the whole look. Just gives it a more three-dimensional feeling in a way. Oh. Now, if I had put the wrong color on one of these dots, I wouldn't use my Q-tip right away. I would just let it completely dry. Then I would go back over it with the right color because right now it would just ruin everything, you know? Oh, okay. Now use my 6. And I think I'm going to go with this medium and then I'll go light on it later. How long before I top dot? I usually wait till it's almost dry. Usually you want to wait for it to completely dry, if I'm being honest. That's what you should do. But since I'm on here, I just kind of want to give you guys an idea. So I'm not applying a lot of pressure and I'm letting the paint kind of fall off the tool so that it doesn't mush the paint underneath because I can see it's still a little wet. So please wait till your stuff's dry. I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes for you guys. So because those big red dots are still quite wet. I'm not sure when I'm going to do my next in-person class. I've got a lot coming up. I'm going to be going to Washington, D.C. to speak with Congress and our congressmen anyway and representatives for colorectal cancer, which I'm an ambassador for. But so probably not till after March, something like that. That's why I'm trying to get online classes done too. Maybe I can do some online classes. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. All right, and then the last is these ones. It's not the last, but these. And then, good for me, thank you. All right, and then now I need my 0.0. Okay, we got these ones going. And some of these, like these white ones, they're almost dry. These pink ones are probably almost dry. Yeah. And we'll do this. Do a little bit of and oh, I missed one. I missed one. Oh, what am I doing? See what I just did? I was putting light pink on these, then I started putting white. Today's one of those days. I'm normally pretty put together. All right. One white dot on. There we go. Boom. All right. So there's some little splotches that I can clean up, and this will dry, and then, you know, and what you could do too is you could you could, like, in your red hearts or whatever, use some glitter, pink glitters, pearls. There's just so many different things you can do, different colors, different ways to do this. But, anyways, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And yeah, I'll put in here whenever I schedule another. My next lives will be in here, and if you're a subscriber, you'll get a notification. And thank you guys so much, and hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and peace out. Be kind. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad I was inspiring. Have a great rest of your day, guys. Happy Monday. Peace out. Be kind.